just a huge event.
It's just a blast.
It's another race. Everybody's been getting ready.
Just stay running.
It's definitely business, but it's fun as well.
We haven't really wound up our boost yet.
Mentally sharp. I'm ready. Race ready.
We're ready to go.
Everyone knows the rules, right? You have a rule book. Everyone has a rule book, right? No one does not know the rules. We're going to launch 2 at a time.
The talking's done. The test of man and machine is about to begin.
It's just a huge event. We got world champions that are here, guys from New Zealand, Canada, all over the place, all over the world. You know, it's nice to get out there and rub elbows with them and, you know, see what you got in comparison to some of the champions and things like that.
Ernie Fields in boat 115 is one of 38 racers starting the marathon. It is a 3-week journey into exhaustion, racing on California's Yuba and Sacramento rivers and Oregon's Rogue at Grants Pass and Gold Beach. As drivers tool out to the start, butterflies abound as stakes are high for Jesse LaForest.
I'm pretty nervous right now, but got a lot of good competitors this year, a lot of fast boats. Everybody's been getting ready.
It's gonna be a blast as these jet boats get airborne over the rapids and skim the river surface at over 100 screaming miles an hour.
Racers will run 14 miles up the Yuba from its confluence with the Feather, return downstream, then do it all again. Day 2 holds the same challenge. So let's meet the field in the Unlimited class. Look out for Donnie Smith, a past U.S. champion from White City, Oregon in boat 357. Darren Arvey is here from Dave Smith Motors and Mullen, Idaho in boat 399. Defending champion Spencer King looks to claim another crown, racing boat 388 out of Hay River in the Northwest Territories. Justin Boyce is running again at the wheel of boat 316 from Grants Pass, Oregon. From New Zealand, one of the land's top racers, Robert Thompson, is here in boat 552. Veteran racer Rob Pooley has crossed the waters to push hard in boat 304. Fellow countryman Tony Ward throttles boat 325. And you can expect a strong challenge from 3-time world champion Mark Cromie, pedaling boat 354. While Sean Kelly rounds out the New Zealand effort in boat 307. From Medford, Oregon, Mike Zoller has moved to the driver's seat in boat 300. And Tim Harding out of Gold Beach, Oregon brings a new look and that same old determination in boat 333. The Unlimited field is set and racing is underway with New Zealand's Robert Thompson first upriver.
Well, there you go. Flag out there.
It's a shocking turn of events, but both pilot and navigator are able to float free of the boat.
Never done that before.
It's an awful long way to come to do that, though.
Oh boy.
We just caught a sponson on a piece of timber. Well, I said to Rob on the intercom, that hasn't happened for a long time. Get the pumps on. And I said, nope, we're out of here.
The boat is badly beat up, but Thompson vows to be back.
Oh, yeah. Shit, we're Kiwis. We don't give up that easily.
The boat sits on the bottom of the river, a new obstacle on the course, as the race goes on. Rob Pooley is the last unlimited boat to get underway, as the first leg of the race is run in a random order. Now it's time to meet the racers in A class. In the danger zone, it's boat 211 with Will Chandler from Coos Bay, Oregon. Barry Pelkey from Applegate, Oregon is at the controls of boat 216. Randy Sunberg comes from McKinleyville, California in boat 200. From Roseburg, Oregon, it's Paul Bagshaw in boat 277. Denny Farster, the pride of Marysville, flies the Union 76 flag in boat 276. And there's Dwayne Longfellow out of Lewiston, Idaho in boat 244. Keep an eye on Mike Rowe. The rowboat is here from Fort Simpson, Northwest Territories, boat 266. And Chuck Laird is in the race, running boat 201. Out of the blue, it's Sean Carter in 288 from Hay River, Northwest Territories. And longtime racer Joel Shepard from Central Point, Oregon is in it, running boat 214, with Idaho State champion Jake Wyatt keeping boat 237 on the straight and narrow. That's the field, with Canada's Sean Carter now heading upriver. shoots the Narrows, setting the stage for B-class boats. Dean Saxon from Grants Pass is racing on edge in boat 107. Dave Provost has high hopes in number 182 from Grants Pass. Along with another Oregonian, it's Matt Morris and boat 110. From Calgary, Alberta, Canada, Kerry Sharkey brings the bite in boat 171. And Mike Galvin ventures forth from Corvallis, Oregon in boat 151. Look for Ernie Fields, another Grants Pass racer, in hot pursuit, boat 115. Randall Fry is down from Rathdrum, Idaho in boat 133. Bob White joins the Grants Pass crowd, running hard in boat 195. And the racing rice farmer Jim Van Tress of Marysville, USA, completes the class. Here's Ernie Fields on the move. As Jeff Saxon motors by, the stock C-Class boats and drivers are ready. Hugh McGinnis from Gold Beach, Oregon is racing in 00. Jesse LaForest runs the Caveman, boat 16 from Klamath, California. Jim Ely headed south from Grants Pass in boat 11. The Rogue Valley's Brad Heineke puts boat 70 through thin water. Sam Waller from Gold Beach looks to be a leader in boat 69. Here's Reggie DeVore running boat 57. And our Boyce is bad to the Boyce in boat 14. That's the stock field as Boyce is underway. The ranks of racers is thinned as roll call rings out after the first leg.
16.
It seems this marathon is mean to motors.
Look at how many boats. I think there was 38 started, and I think there's only 27 made it up here.
Jim Van Tress is one of those racers done for the day, as its final call for the downriver run.
There he goes.
Timing out the start is only one challenge racers face, but they'd have 8 legs spread over 2 days on the river to get it right.
In the whole river, really, there's only about 2 rocks that could sink you.
This river is very narrow and skinny, but it's really easily runnable.
It's like a little darty river. She's moving.
It's a marathon, a long one. Long, long, long one.
It's just a blast.
Marysville is a host city with much history. Buildings seem to date from the time when gold seekers got off the boats for the final push to the Sierra. Those mountains are still rich in water. The flow keeps the valley's great rice fields growing and the crops green. Life here is centered about the Yuba, especially on a day when the thermometer is over 100 degrees.
Felt like I was being microwaved. I didn't know anything about this sport before it came to Marysville.
That all changed when Maggie met Phil last year.
Phil Taylor, and I married Phil when I met him here. He was racing with Mark Cromie.
Now Mrs. Phil Taylor can be found along the river at every race, waiting for Phil's ride in the danger zone.
Phil's so excited to still be involved with jet boating because he did it in New Zealand, you know, for 18 years.
It's a dream come true, you know, you marry a woman that loves motorsport and knows what goes into to do it, you know, hours and hours and hours of work. And, you know, she appreciates that and what it takes to do it.
Oh, yeah.
Phil's a great guy, he's a great mechanic, knows the rivers, has a photographic memory. I mean, he always has me in the right spot in the river. He makes it a lot easier for me, being my first year and all.
Number 70.
And at the drivers' meeting on day 2, the Will and Phil show is still playing at a river near you.
It definitely takes some concentration and, you know, and some time in a boat to understand, you know, what goes on out there.
Years of racing experience are paying off for Joel Shepard, running first in A class.
We are allowed to go at a 460 cubic inch in this class, and we're at a 406. So we're actually running a small block in the big block class. So, and with a carburetor, no injection. So it's real simple, real clean, and it seems to go.
There's Denny Farster going in with a wave and a smile, while New Zealand's Rob Pooley pulls the chin strap tight and gets ready to ride again.
It's just a quick craft, 21-foot quick craft. It's the first time we've ever been in it in a river. When we arrived here, we didn't get a chance to do any learning at home, so we came over here to learn how to drive it. So it's been a vicious learning curve.
All 5 New Zealand teams are facing the challenge of new rivers.
Yes,
as Robert Thompson has fished his boat out and has had 24 hours to reflect.
Yep. There was less water there than we imagined. The only thing that we would do different is maybe slow a little bit. Yeah, I was doing 100 miles an hour. I was probably doing 102.
Those kind of speeds and the Yuba's skinny water are a volatile mix as day 2 is underway.
The rock I hit last year, I don't want to hit it again.
You don't always get to go out there and, you know, run your boat on a river as fast as you can.
Whoever's watching, you should be here. You'd love it. I'm not going to go wide open.
It's absolutely the biggest race.
It's in the blood. And jet boat racing is just, it is one of the best rushes you'll ever have.
Yeah, I'm kind of running the show. I'm trying to run my own race.
It's physically draining.
It's a little tricky, definitely. It's just a blast.
307.
I want one.
It's been a good weekend for Boat 200, as the Wild Engine is running fourth in A-Class with Randy Sundberg at the helm, as Garth Sundberg is now navigating.
He's just along for the ride.
Another father-son team, Charles and Barry Pelkey, flag in second in A-Class.
The motor's holding together. We're running good lines. We were running a lot faster than we did yesterday, and just every leg today we just didn't make any mistakes, and the motor ran great, and here we are, on to the next one.
Looking to stock seas, we find Hugh McGinnis chasing his dream.
Once you get a little bit of a lead, you don't want to go out there and hit a rock or wreck your boat and tear up your motor, you know. So you just got to want to back out a little bit and hold your lead and run good and consistent.
There's a duel at the top of the unlimited heat, as King, Cromie, and Harding are running seconds apart, with Spencer King setting a new course record.
I don't know what our average is, but we run probably about 110. You know, that's an average, 109 up, 111 down kind of thing. It's a fairly big, long race. You know, there's a lot of starts. There's 500 miles of racing, so it's just a matter of pacing yourself to try and get to the finish and keep all your machinery together, really.
I was going down that straightaway there, and I was trying to play back in my mind where Spencer could be pulling time on me, and got caught daydreaming and got too far to the right, couldn't make the turn. Pretty good dent in the boat. After I had to miss that, it kind of made us upset, and we ran our fastest times. But still, Spencer pulled us by a couple of seconds, so he's running pretty hard.
The School of Hard Knocks has taken racers like Dean Saxon out of the marathon.
When we skipped out, the boat just didn't bite. We just went directly into the side of the bank, and there was no place to go up onto. I mean, it was just a wall that we hit, just a wall of rock. When I get done being depressed, we're already talking about how's the best way to resolve this. If you've ever ridden in one of these all the way up, you'd come back and get another one. I'll tell you, it's one of the most exhilarating things you'll ever find.
Others, like Paul Bagshaw, are limping.
Actually, we're just trying to make it live. We're running on 7 cylinders right now, so we're just trying to, we got today finished, and we'll try and make it through Calusa and then go back to Grants Pass and put another motor in it.
Matt Morris just sounds glad to be standing.
Until it's all over with, I don't realize what I've done. So, I guess it's reaction, just instinct.
While Reggie DeVore in boat 57 is ready to move up.
Yeah, there was a couple little tight spots for us, but we're not going as fast as the other guys. We're hitting 70, 72.
So it's time to put the boats away and haul 30 miles down the road to Calusa. This is Old California, where oranges adorn an historic courthouse. Quiet streets speak of the old days, and the Sutter Buttes watch over the Sacramento River, where the circle course awaits.
Well, it'll be like a circle race, but it'll be almost 5 miles long. There's some very, very interesting maneuvering that'll have to be done, because we're going to take kind of a little canal and island on the upper end, and you have to go around the top of the island out of a very narrow channel, come back down, make a circle at a buoy about 2.5 miles downriver, and they'll do that 4 times. And remember, you're not racing the guy that you've been paired with. You're trying to fulfill a time.
pairing of Pelkey and King proves to be quite a show, while the drivers have mixed reviews on the course.
It was a good little race, lots of corners, and it was a neat little race.
I'm not really into the circle racing. I'd rather do a river. So these circle races are hard on boats because of the tight turning and hard on the oil system.
Just ask Mark Cromie. One of the contenders for the marathon title is done for good.
Looked like he was blowing smoke. He got underneath the bridge and blowing smoke, and he's burnt oil, leaving oil track, and around the turn he just lost his engine.
The stress and strain of the marathon is starting to take a toll on man and machine. Count the Will and Phil show as another course casualty, a broken crank doing in the danger zone. And as racers roll out, heading for Oregon, a brilliant fiery sunset is a fitting climax to the days of California dreamin'. A turkey vulture flies high above the Rogue River, where whitewater and rapids now await the marathon tour. Racers will run 28 miles of the Rogue downriver from Grants Pass through Dun Riffle and the Foam at Agnes, with a return leg after lunch. For a city where the climate gets top billing, the rain will only make life harder for racers.
Yeah, that whitewater down there is a whole lot trickier than anything back in New Zealand that we race on.
I'm nervous. Just a lot of rocks in here, and I don't have that much experience on this river.
The river's really at a good level for racing. Through the straightaways, you don't have a bunch of pressure waves, so it's going to make it fast, and the waves are actually going to be right in the rapids where they belong, and it's going to make it for a good race.
As the start draws near, Unlimited competitors Mike Zoller and Tim Harding wish each other well, exemplifying the camaraderie of the sport, while race leader Spencer King is a man unto himself.
Well, I've seen bigger water than this. No, it's not the water that bothers me, it's the little rocks and the little sleepers underneath the water around no movement.
Everyone knows the Rogue's whitewater ups the ante in a dangerous sport. But the Will and Phil show is repaired and ready for the challenge. And long hours have the racing rice farmer Jim Van Tress back in business.
You bet. Mentally sharp. I'm ready. Race ready.
Well, he's taking a long line.
on one. It's a little one. It's, yeah.
Oh, that's That's advanced basketball. He's already been. He was the first one through. He
The guys kind of like you, Wayne.
Is that guard? I can't see. Boy, they're not sure where to go. They probably can't see. Oh man.
Wyatt.
Is that cage there?
It's Dwyer. It's New Zealand.
Pick up this line. Ejected small block.
That's a big walk that was. This is our boat.
Good line again. Need a little more speed. Turbo.
Reggie.
What if y'all fox down there? We have to wait.
I'd say someone's had an accident.
Somebody
down there.
must be broke down below. He's got a yellow caution flag. Somebody's down crashed or in the rock down below.
We missed it.
Really couldn't see. We were driving on the edge the whole way down, and we didn't really push it that hard.
I didn't mind it one bit. There's some rough stuff, some rocks to look out for. We had no problems. We left all our aluminum the day before with the riverboat.
Oh, I got out of shape twice in the rain, and I was really rattled coming downstream.
And there's little time to regroup before the upstream leg comes calling. A-class leader Joel Shepard is wide-eyed at what awaits.
Dun riffle and Gleese. So Gleese first to wake you up, tell you Dun's coming up, and go from there.
now. It's tough.
That's Matt Morris thinking about what
we got a good
was
team.
and what's to come on day 2.
It'll be nice to be able to see where we're going.
We got a pretty good lead, and we're just going to go and try and hold it.
Down in the tough stuff, we're on a get-through mode and get ready for Gold Beach.
I think after this whole thing's over, we'll all have to rest for about a week.
Chasing the 110 boat right now.
The rogue continues to create carnage in the marathon. Dwayne Longfellow is on the beach, and Mike Galvin suffers a serious wreck.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, my God. Jesus Christ. Oh, no. They're okay.
The boat's coming down the river. It looked like he tried to dodge the rock, and he just endoed and flipped over right in front of us.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh.
No life-threatening injuries are suffered, and with one leg left, racers just want to finish.
You know, you just got to get downriver. We just pretty fortunate, feel fortunate to be where we're at.
We went backwards up on the beach yesterday and hit a big rock up here today.
Through our driveline, U-joints broke on our driveline, and we had to hit a rock that was a foot out of the water. It popped us up in the air about 8 feet is what we hear.
It seems like everyone has a war story, and those that don't soon will in this sport. Dream Chaser and the rest are on the home stretch now as the marathon heads to the climax on the Lower Rogue at Gold Beach. It's a race Darren Arvey plans to be at.
Hopefully everything's going to hold together and we don't sink it again.
The pounding of the Pacific Ocean and Rogue River thrill rides for tourists on the Mailboat are the background for do or die time as the International Jet Boat Race Marathon calls at Gold Beach for the finale.
I've been coming down here watching the races for, 7 or 8 years, and finally last year decided to get a boat.
It's 277, unpredictable. I love the sound of the motor. Oh, I just love the sound of the motor anyway. That's the best part. Those motors are awesome. Guys do a lot of bench racing. They can sit around this boat for like hours and talk about this and where you should have went and what you should have done. And he actually went out there and he got it and he did it, and yeah, I'm proud of him.
Spencer King has a lot to be proud of too, roaring up the Lower Rogue as the man to beat in the International Championship. Tim Harding still has the burning desire, only 1 minute and 52 seconds off the pace after 3 races and over 300 miles of river. New Zealand's Rob Pooley is now running third, taming the vicious learning curve at the new pedal. Time penalties from the breakdown at Grants Pass hit Mike Soler hard, now running a hard luck fourth. New Zealand's Sean Kelly is well on the way to reaching his goal of finishing the marathon, now in 5th. Tony Ward bounces through the chop at 2 Mile Rapids, running 6th. And true to his word, Robert Thompson is back, older and wiser from his time in the States. Here comes the first A-class boat. It's Barry Pelkey now in 1st. Time penalties from Grants Pass have Joel Shepard running 2nd. Randy Sundberg has the look of an old pro, hoping to stay put in 3rd. Will and Phil have bounced back, now in a race to make up time in 4th. Idaho State champion Jake Wyatt can only make clean runs now, a long shot in 5th. Denny Farster's making the most of his marathon, soundly in 6th. Canada's Sean Carter has come alive, but race legs too late. Paul Bagshaw proves to be the unpredictable one, yet still cruising through the many miles. Dwayne Longfellow has put past problems aside, here for the long haul, doing it right, running up the road. And Chuck Laird's back with another engine in 2:01. B-class boats, and it's Dave Provost coming upriver. Canada's Terry Sharkey follows with minutes on the mind. Bob White hammers her hard, hoping to move up. And there's no give up in Jim Van Tress. Hugh McGuinness heads the stock class, surging ever faster in the lead. Jim Ely is holding on to 2nd, hitting his marks, and holding off the challenge of Matt Morris, a B-class boat. Brad Heineke runs the rough in hopes of closing in on the crowd. Jesse LaForest pounds 4th with pride and determination. Sam Waller seems set on running the marathon from start to finish. Reggie DeVore in boat 57 rides the white wave once more. And our Boyce is here for another spirited run, rocking the hard way. The marathon is over for another boat.
Just a little bad luck, I guess. You just catch a roller wrong and around you go.
And remaining racers know any miscue could cost dearly, as they must finish the last leg of the marathon to place and claim a share of the $100,000 purse.
We need to gain 30 minutes. Somebody ahead of us has to break.
We're on our 4th motor now in 3 weeks.
We hit a little gravel down at Lobster Creek and tore a little bondo off our boat.
Trying to keep running is the main thing, eh?
He's fast. Guy's got to take his hat off to him to come here, to all these rivers and run us. He ran a course record upstream. I broke the course record and he beat me by 18 seconds.
And now 3 more legs of racing will tell the tale of the 2000 International Jet Boat Race Marathon, as the field must again tackle 28 miles of the lower road, the flat water and the rapids from Jots Resort to Foster Bar.
It's always good to run with your father, that's for sure. He seems to know what I'm doing in there.
He's the brains behind the mechanic work and the wrenching. All I am is just the jockey.
We're from Queenstown in New Zealand. We call it the adventure capital of the world because there's so much you can do there.
I'm from Medford, Oregon.
Everybody will do anything to help each other. It's not about money, that's for sure.
It's actually our first race. We've never raced before. My son is navigating for me. Just a lot of fun.
Wide open and it just quit. It didn't even give us any warning. And from a couple dents in the sponsons down up by our feet, we got down to about 30 miles an hour coasting. It just hooked and spun us around. Water come over the back of the boat and it sunk in about 2 seconds. We just come out of there like a cork. Battery's giving us some troubles here right now, but we're going to try and get her fired up here one more time.
We totaled the boat in Nashville Beach last year, hit a rock head on about 60.
There's no steering once you lose your power. There is absolutely no steering. As soon as your engine quits, you're at the mercy of the river.
We love to run up. We're gonna have more fun going down.
All we just wanted a clean day. Not a hard day, just a clean day. Put it back on the trailer and go home.
We can get it to do 110 pretty easy, but over 110 we're having a little tough time.
A lot of high times when you're running fast and making the turns and not hitting rocks. And yeah, it's a pretty low spot when you see your motor in pieces.
Just trying to make it up and down, finish this thing. Wherever we end up, so we end up, I guess.
And at the finish, it's Canada's Spencer King, the 2000 marathon champion.
It feels good because it's a dangerous sport, and especially the way me and Tim Harding went. You know, we went hard. I don't think there's been a jet boat race that's been run that fast and that hard. We probably finished within 1 minute of one another, at speeds of probably an average speed of a little over 100 mile an hour on some dangerous river.
He ran good and hard. I pushed him as hard as I could. That's about all. He whooped me every way he can whip you.
Finishing third in the world, it's New Zealand's Rob Woolley, a driver completing every leg of every race on every river.
If you get out of shape in any of them, you run the risk of just joining the crowd.
One by one, the rest of the marathoners see the checkered flag. They now know they have what it takes to complete the toughest endurance race in the sport.
I've learned things about jet boating I never knew before.